Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to your first day of e-learning. How are you feeling today? A little tired, maybe? Well, hi, let's get started. I'm going to read you one of my favorite stories that I always read on the first day of school. You may have heard it, but if you heard it, it has been probably a whole year. So we're going to read First Day Jitters by Julie Dannenberg, illustrated by Judy Love. Does anybody know what this word jitters means? It means nervous. So first day being a little nervous. You might be a little nervous right now. Have you ever been nervous on the first day of school? I'm nervous usually every year because I don't know what's going to happen. So we're going to start off by reading First Day Jitters. It looks like there's some crazy things going on in that house, doesn't it? Hopefully it wasn't like your house this morning. "Sarah, dear, time to get out of bed," Mr. Hartwell said, poking his head through the bedroom doorway. "You don't want to miss the first day at your new school, do you?" I don't think any of you are missing your first day at your new school, right? Because you're at home. "I'm not going," said Sarah, and pulled the covers over her head. Did any of you do that this morning? "Of course you're going, honey," said Mr. Hartwell, as he walked over to the window and snapped up the shade. "No, I'm not. I don't want to start over again. I hate my new school," said Sarah, and she tunneled down to the end of her bed. That's not a very good attitude to have, is it? He's like, "Oh, great. What do I do?" "How can you hate your new school, sweetheart?" Mr. Hartwell chuckled. "You've never been there before. Don't worry, you liked your other school. You'll like this one. Besides, just think of all the new friends you'll meet." So that's kind of what they're thinking. Everything's going to be perfect. And then Sarah says, "That's just it. I don't know anybody, and it will be hard, and I just hate it, that's all." So she's scared it's going to be crazy, a little wild. "What will everyone think if you aren't there? We told them you were coming." So this page shows the police officers looking for her. And then the class is concerned because they can't find her. "They will think that I am lucky, and they will wish that they were at home in bed like me," Mr. Hartwell sighed. "Sarah Jane Hartwell, I'm not playing this silly game 1 second longer. I'll see you downstairs in 5 minutes. She got the pillow over her head. She does not want to get out of bed. Did anybody else have a hard time getting out of bed today? I had a little bit of a hard time. Sarah tumbled out of bed. She stumbled into the bathroom, and she fumbled into her clothes. So now we've got two characters, Mr. Hartwell and Sarah. The cat is a character, but the cat's not a very important character because characters don't have to be just people, right? They can be animals also. And our setting, we're at the Hartwell's house, but I think our setting's going to change, and that happens a lot of the times during stories. Oh, they have a dog too. "My head hurts," she moaned as she trudged into the kitchen. Mr. Hartwell handed Sarah a piece of toast in her lunchbox. He looks pretty happy. They walked to the car. Sarah's hands were cold and clammy. Do you know what clammy means? It means like a little bit wet, so we know that she's pretty nervous. And they drove down the street. She couldn't breathe. So our setting is starting to change a little bit here. And then they were there. "I feel sick," said Sarah. "Nonsense," said Mr. Hartwell. "You'll love your new school once you get started. Oh, look, there's your principal, Mrs. Burton." We have another character. Sarah slumped down in her seat. She is really jittery. "Oh, Sarah," Mrs. Burton sighed. Mrs. Burton gushed, peeking into the car. There you are. Come on, I'll show you where to go. She's hiding her face with her lunchbox. But the principal seems very nice. She led Sarah into the building and walked quickly through the crowded hallways. Don't worry, everyone is nervous the first day, she said over her shoulder as Sarah rushed to keep up. Let's see, can you find Sarah? Oh, and their setting has changed now again. They're at the school. When they got to the classroom, most of the children were already in their seats. The class looked up as Mrs. Burton cleared her throat. Class, attention please, said Mrs. Burton. When the class was quiet, she led Sarah to the front of the room and said, Class, I would like you to meet... Who remembers? Your new teacher, Mrs. Sarah Jane Hartwell. Did you know that was going to happen? The whole time it was the teacher being nervous for her new school. I had a little hint in the back because I was matching the hair. Where's that page? See? And then there she is there. So who has ever been nervous on the first day of school? But it gets better, right? We get over it, we try new things, and it gets easier and easier with every day. I hope you enjoyed the story as much as I did. So the next thing you'll do is, since you're already on Schoology watching the video, you'll need to open your packet